The crystalline halls of the Galactic Cultural Academy sparkled under the gentle light of 3 moons, but young Pip wasn't admiring the view. Instead, their faceted eyes were fixed on the holographic display showing images from a peculiar planet called Earth. The 8-year-old alien child, whose transparent body resembled delicate glass with swirling patterns of light inside, had stumbled upon something fascinating during their comparative cultures class. Teacher Blue, Pip raised their voice, causing small ripples of light to dance through their crystalline form. What's a Santa Claus? The teacher, a tall being made of shifting colors, paused the lesson about Earth's various cultures. The other alien children in the class turned their attention to Pip, their bodies glowing with curiosity in different hues. Santa Claus, Teacher Blue began, their color shifting to a warm shade of purple, is a cultural figure from Earth. He delivers gifts to children during a celebration called Christmas. Pip's body flickered with excitement. But how does he visit every child in one night? Earth is huge, and humans say he carries all the presents in one vehicle. The teacher's colors swirled uncertainly. It's a complex tradition, Pip. Perhaps you should ask your parent about it. They study human culture, after all. Later that evening, in their family's crystal pod home floating gently in the upper atmosphere of their homeworld, Pip couldn't stop thinking about Santa. They approached their parent, who was reviewing data about various alien species on multiple floating screens. Parent, Pip chimed, their voice creating small musical notes in the air. Can you tell me about Santa Claus? Their parents' normally smooth flow of colors became slightly choppy. Why do you ask, little one? We learned about Earth traditions today. They say Santa visits millions of homes in one night, carrying tons of presents, and even enters houses through tiny openings called chimneys. But that's impossible, right? Their parents' colors shifted to a thoughtful blue. Well, Pip, humans have many interesting traditions. Some are based on stories, others on. But is it possible? Pip interrupted, their crystalline form vibrating with curiosity. Could someone really do all that? The physics involved would be challenging, their parent admitted. The speed required, the weight of the presence, the various atmospheric conditions. Pip noticed their parents' nervous color patterns. As a xenoanthropologist studying various species across the galaxy, their parent usually loved explaining things. But something about this topic seemed to make them uncomfortable. That night, unable to enter their rest cycle, Pip accessed their education terminal. They began searching through Earth's public database, their crystalline fingers tapping quietly on the holographic interface. The more they read, the more puzzling it became. Santa supposedly lived at the North Pole, one of Earth's most extreme environments. He traveled at incredible speeds, carried impossible weights, and endured dramatic temperature changes. Even more interesting, he consumed millions of cookies in one night, a caloric intake that would kill most known species. Then Pip found something that made their whole body glow with realization. Earth was classified as a death world, a planet with such extreme conditions that most alien species couldn't survive there. High gravity, intense atmospheric pressure, extreme temperature variations, and dangerous weather patterns made it one of the most challenging inhabited worlds in the galaxy. The young alien's mind raced. Could there be a connection? Was there more to Santa than just a simple story? Pip created a new folder in their terminal, Project Santa. Inside, they began organizing their findings, creating charts, and listing questions. They would need help with this investigation, perhaps from their human friend Tom, who had recently moved to their sector with his family. As Pip finally entered their rest cycle, their crystalline form glowing softly with excitement, they didn't notice their parent watching from the doorway. The older alien's colors swirled with a mixture of pride and concern. They knew that their child had stumbled upon something big, something that revealed one of humanity's most impressive achievements. But that was a truth that had to be discovered, not told. And so their parent quietly closed the door, leaving young Pip to dream about the mysteries of Santa Claus, unaware that they were about to uncover one of the most fascinating secrets in the galaxy. The next morning, Pip floated quickly through the crystal corridors of their residential sector, heading towards the human quarter. Their bodies sparkled with excitement as they spotted Tom working in his family's artificial Earth gravity garden, tending to plants from his homeworld. Tom, Pip called out, staying safely behind the gravity field barrier. I need your help with something important. The young human looked up from his work, wiping sweat from his forehead. Unlike Pip's crystalline form, Tom's solid body moved with the kind of strength needed to survive in Earth's heavy gravity. What's up, Pip? Found another Earth mystery to solve. Yes, it's about Santa Claus. Pip's body flickered with enthusiasm. I need to understand how he does everything he does. Tom's eyes widened slightly, and he glanced around before speaking. What do you want to know? Pip projected a holographic list from their data crystal. First, I calculated that to visit all Earth children in one night, Santa's sleigh would need to travel at speeds that would tear most ships apart. How does he survive the G-forces? Well, Tom said carefully, maybe his sleigh has special protection. And then there's the weight. Pip continued, their crystalline form pulsing with each point. I estimated the massive presence for millions of children. Even with Earth's strongest materials, how does he carry it all? And the reindeer, how do they fly in Earth's gravity? Tom smiled, but Pip noticed it wasn't his usual carefree grin. Those are some really good questions. Want to use my family's Earth data terminal to research it. Inside Tom's home unit, specially designed to simulate Earth conditions, Pip stayed in their protective bubble while they worked. They spent hours going through data about Earth's atmospheric conditions, gravity effects, and physics calculations. Look at this, Pip exclaimed, their body glowing brighter. The North Pole has some of the most extreme weather on Earth. Temperatures drop to levels that would freeze my entire species solid. Why would Santa choose to live there? Tom typed something into the terminal. Maybe you should also look up Earth's wildlife. You know, animals that live in extreme conditions. Pip followed this suggestion, and their glow intensified with each new discovery. They found creatures that survived in volcanic vents, deep ocean pressures, and frozen wastelands, all on one planet. Tom, Pip said slowly, their color shifting to a thoughtful blue. Earth is classified as a death world because most alien species can't handle its conditions. But everything that seems impossible about Santa, it's all related to surviving in extreme conditions, isn't it? You're getting warmer, Tom said with a mysterious smile. Pip spent the rest of the day creating detailed charts and diagrams. They calculated the force needed to climb up and down chimneys, the energy required to carry heavy sacks of presents, and the resilience needed to work in Arctic conditions. When they finally returned home that evening, Pip found their parent reviewing new xenobiology reports. Parent, Pip asked, their voice serious, why do humans tell their children that Santa's abilities are magic when they're really about surviving on a death world? Their parent's colors swirled rapidly. What makes you think that, little one? Everything Santa does requires abilities that only Deathworlders would have, Pip explained, projecting their research. The speed, the strength, the endurance. It's all about Earth's conditions. Their parent was quiet for a long moment. Sometimes, Pip, the best discoveries are the ones we make ourselves. Keep investigating. But remember, humans can be very protective of their traditions. That night, Pip added a new section to their research folder, Deathworld Adaptations. As they reviewed their notes, a pattern began to emerge. Santa wasn't just a story. He was a demonstration of humanity's remarkable ability to survive and thrive in conditions that most species found impossible. Before entering their rest cycle, Pip sent a message to Tom. Tomorrow, we need to look into Santa's workshop. If he's really using Deathworld abilities, his base of operations must be incredibly advanced. The response came back quickly. Meet me at the Earth Data Terminal after school. There's something you need to see. Pip's body glowed with anticipation. They were getting closer to the truth, and it was more amazing than they had imagined. After school the next day, Pip found Tom already busy at the Earth Data Terminal, surrounded by holographic displays of the North Pole region. Pip's crystalline body reflected the blue glow of the Arctic maps as they settled into their protective bubble. "Look what I found in the historical records," Tom said, pulling up a series of old images. "These are satellite photos of the North Pole from different decades. Notice anything strange?" Pip studied the images carefully, their faceted eyes detecting subtle patterns. "There's an area that never appears in any of the pictures clearly. It's always blurry or covered by strange weather patterns." "Exactly." Tom grinned. "And guess what? That spot has been masked like this for over 200 years, ever since humans started taking pictures from space." Pip's body pulsed with excitement. "That can't be natural. But why would they hide it unless there really is something there?" Tom finished. "Now let's look at your calculations about Santa's journey." Together, they began analyzing the physics of Santa's Christmas Eve flight. Pip created a detailed hologram showing the path across Earth, with bright lines marking the route. "At minimum speed," Pip explained, their body glowing brighter with each point. "Santa's sleigh would need to travel at speeds that create enormous G-forces. Most species would be crushed instantly, but humans evolved on a high-gravity world. And we're pretty tough," Tom added with pride. "Did you know that human bones can heal from breaks that would shatter most alien species permanently?" Pip projected another diagram. "Then there's the cookie problem. According to tradition, Santa eats at least one cookie at every house. I calculated the total caloric intake. Their light dimmed slightly. It would kill any known species. Except humans can process incredible amounts of food energy," Tom said. "We evolved as endurance hunters. Our bodies are really good at converting food into energy." The next few hours were spent analyzing every aspect of Santa's supposed abilities. Pip created chart after chart, comparing Santa's feats to known human capabilities. "The chimney descent is interesting," Pip noted, displaying a structural analysis. "Most species would be terrified of entering such a tight space, but humans are natural climbers. And your bodies can withstand the soot and smoke residue that would poison my people." Tom nodded. "We're also really good at regulating our body temperature. That's why we can survive in both really hot and really cold places." Pip's color shifted to a bright yellow of revelation. "That's it. The North Pole location isn't just for hiding. It's perfect for a species that can handle extreme conditions. The harsh environment keeps most aliens away naturally." As they compiled their findings, Pip noticed something else. "Tom, look at these old drawings of Santa's workshop. Everyone thinks they're just cute pictures, but they overlaid the images with modern technological schematics. These aren't just decorative patterns. They're advanced machinery designs disguised as holiday decorations." Tom looked impressed. "You're really good at this, Pip. You're seeing things that most humans don't even notice." Before they could continue, Tom's mother called him for dinner. As Pip prepared to leave, they saved all their new data into their research crystal. "One more thing," Tom said quietly. "Check your messages tonight. I'm sending you something interesting about Santa's suit, but don't share it with anyone else, okay?" That evening, safe in their crystal pod home, Pip opened Tom's message. Their whole body glowed with astonishment as they read the technical specifications hidden in traditional descriptions of Santa's red suit. It wasn't just a costume. It was an advanced environmental protection system, disguised as festive clothing. The white trim contained cooling units. The red material was made of heat-resistant fibers. The black belt housed power systems. "It's all hidden in plain sight," Pip whispered to themselves, their light pulsing with excitement. Humans wrap their advanced technology in holiday traditions. But why? And why let children across the galaxy think it's just a story? Pip had a feeling they were getting close to an answer. Tomorrow, they would present their findings to their class. Little did they know, Their presentation would catch the attention of someone very special, someone who had been watching their investigation with great interest. The classroom was unusually full that morning. Word had spread about Pip's presentation, and several teachers had come to watch. Even more surprising, Pip noticed a few human officials sitting quietly in the back, their expressions unreadable. Pip's crystalline form trembled slightly as they floated to the front of the room. Tom gave them an encouraging thumbs up from his gravity-adjusted seat. "Today," Pip began, their voice creating gentle ripples in the air, "I'm going to share what I've learned about Santa Claus and why I believe this Earth tradition reveals something amazing about humans." The holographic display activated, showing a three-dimensional map of Earth's North Pole. Everyone thinks Santa's workshop is hidden by magic, but look at these atmospheric readings. Pip highlighted swirling patterns of energy around the blurred region. These aren't natural weather patterns. They're signs of advanced energy shields. A murmur went through the alien students. One of the human officials leaned forward slightly. "But that's just the beginning," Pip continued, their confidence growing. "Let's look at the workshop itself." They displayed the old Christmas cards and drawings. These aren't just decorations. When you analyze them properly, Pip overlaid the images with engineering schematics. They're technical blueprints for advanced manufacturing systems. The human officials exchanged glances. Teacher Blue's colors swirled with concern, but they didn't interrupt. "And there's more," Pip said, projecting their next set of findings. "I found references to Santa's workshop in ancient human documents, but they're not just stories. Look at these descriptions of magical toy making. They perfectly match the energy signatures of matter replication technology." Tom smiled proudly as Pip continued their presentation. "The elves aren't just helpers. They're specialized maintenance crews. Their small size isn't magical. It's practical for working with precise machinery. And those pointy ears, probably advanced communication devices." The revelation caused excited whispers among the students. Even some of the teachers were showing signs of intense interest, their bodies glowing with various colors of curiosity. "But here's the most interesting part," Pip said, their body glowing brighter with excitement. "Humans didn't just hide their advanced technology. They turned it into something beautiful. Instead of keeping it secret, they shared it with the galaxy in a way that brings joy to everyone." Pip displayed their final piece of evidence, an analysis of Santa's flight path across Earth. The same adaptations that let humans survive on their death world are what make Santa's journey possible. The strength to carry presents, the endurance to work all night, the ability to eat cookies at every house. It's all connected to human biology. As Pip concluded their presentation, the classroom was silent for a moment. Then one of the human officials stood up and walked to the front. "That's quite an investigation you've done," he said kindly. "Tell me, why do you think humans would go to such trouble to deliver presents to children?" Pip's light pulsed thoughtfully. "Because that's what humans do. You take the things that make your world dangerous, the gravity, the weather, the extreme conditions, and turn them into tools to help others. You could have kept this technology secret, but instead, you made it into something that brings happiness to everyone." The official smiled. "Would you like to learn more about the real history of Santa's workshop?" Pip's whole body glowed with excitement. "There really is a workshop." "There is," the official nodded. "And we've been watching your investigation with great interest. How would you like to visit the North Pole?" "With your parents' permission, of course." The classroom erupted in excited chatter. Teacher Blue's colors were spinning rapidly, and Tom was grinning from ear to ear. As Pip floated back to their seat, their mind was racing. They had been right. There was more to Santa than just stories, but they had a feeling that what they'd discovered so far was just the beginning. That evening, as special travel arrangements were being made, Pip couldn't help but wonder, what other amazing secrets would they find at the North Pole? And why had humans chosen now to reveal the truth? The answers, they suspected, would be even more incredible than their discoveries so far. The journey to Earth took 3 standard days in a specially designed ship. Hip and their parents sat in a protective chamber filled with their home atmosphere, while Tom and his family accompanied them as guides. The human officials who had attended Pip's presentation served as their escorts. As they descended through Earth's atmosphere, Pip's crystalline body sparkled with anticipation. Their special environmental suit, designed by human engineers, protected them from Earth's intense gravity and pressure. "Look," Tom pointed through the viewport. "We're entering the hidden zone now." The air around their ship shimmed, and suddenly the perpetual storm that had hidden the North Pole vanished. In its place stood the most amazing structure Pip had ever seen. Santa's workshop wasn't just a simple building. It was a massive complex of gleaming towers and domes, all perfectly adapted to the harsh Arctic environment. Energy fields pulsed around it, creating an artificial environment that could accommodate beings from thousands of different worlds. "Welcome to Stellar Gift Distribution Center 1, announced their guide, Mr. North, or as most people know it, Santa's workshop. They landed in a specialized hangar, where Pip and their parent were transferred to their protective bubbles. As they floated through the facility, Pip's sensors were overwhelmed by the incredible technology surrounding them. "This is our main production floor," Mr. North explained, leading them to a massive window overlooking a vast chamber. Pip watched in amazement as advanced machines transformed raw materials into toys and gifts, while workers of various species, not just elves, monitored the processes. "The elves were our first alien collaborators," Mr. North continued. "Their small size and natural engineering abilities made them perfect partners. Now we have workers from over 50 different worlds." "But why keep it secret?" Pip asked, their voice filled with curiosity. "Why pretend it's all magic?" Mr. North smiled warmly. "Follow me." He led them to another section of the facility, where a massive screen displayed a map of the galaxy. Countless dots of light showed the locations of all the children who believed in Santa. "When humans first developed this technology," Mr. North explained, "we could have kept it to ourselves. But our scientists and leaders had a different idea. They saw an opportunity to share joy across the galaxy." "But why disguise it as a tradition?" Pip's parent asked, their colors showing genuine interest. "Because magic and wonder are universal," a new voice answered. Everyone turned to see a tall figure in a familiar red suit entering the room. Pip's body glowed with shock. "Are you?" The figure smiled warmly. "Yes, I'm Santa Claus. Though that's just one of my many names across the galaxy." Santa explained how the program had started centuries ago. Humans discovered that our Deathworld adaptations, combined with our advanced technology, gave us unique abilities. We could reach places and survive conditions that other species couldn't. So we decided to use these abilities to bring happiness to children everywhere. "The whole Santa story," he continued, "the workshop, the elves, the flying sleigh, it's all based on real technology. We just present it in a way that each species can understand and appreciate." Pip's glow brightened with understanding. "So when you visit high-gravity worlds, we use our natural strength," Santa nodded. "On low-gravity worlds, we adjust. The suit contains advanced adaptive technology that lets us operate safely in any environment." "And the presents?" Tom asked, speaking up for the first time since meeting Santa. "Each one is specially created for the child who receives it, using technology that reads their deepest wishes. The joy they feel is absolutely real." As they continued their tour, Pip realized something amazing. Humans hadn't just adapted to their harsh world. They'd turned those adaptations into tools for spreading happiness throughout the galaxy. "Would you like to help us, Pip?" Santa asked suddenly. "We could use someone with your curiosity and insight in our cultural exchange program." Pip's entire body lit up with joy. "Really? I could be part of this?" "Of course. After all," Santa winked, "you figured out our secret all by yourself. That's pretty impressive." As they prepared to see more of the facility, Pip realized that they had discovered something far more wonderful than they'd imagined. The truth about Santa wasn't just about advanced technology or Deathworld abilities. It was about how humans had chosen to use their unique gifts to bring joy to others. Deeper within Santa's workshop, Pip and their entourage entered a vast room filled with swirling holograms. Each display showed different worlds, different species, and different celebrations of giving that had evolved from Earth's Christmas tradition. "This is our Cultural Adaptation Center," Santa explained, his red suit subtly shifting to accommodate the room's changing atmospheric conditions. "Here, we study how different species celebrate and give gifts. It helps us make the experience special for everyone." Pip watched in amazement as one hologram showed a gas giant celebration where floating beings exchanged colorful energy patterns. Another displayed crystalline species like themselves sharing light songs as gifts. "But how do you decide what to give each child?" Pip asked, their body glowing with curiosity. Santa smiled and gestured to a complex machine in the center of the room. It looked like a beautiful crystal globe, but Pip could see the advanced technology pulsing within it. "This is the heart of giving," Santa said. "It's a quantum empathy device that helps us understand what would bring true joy to each child. Human scientists developed it after studying how our own hearts feel empathy for others." Tom stepped closer to the globe, his eyes wide. "So that's how you always know the perfect gift?" "Exactly," Santa nodded. "Human empathy, combined with our advanced technology, lets us understand what each child truly needs, not just what they want." A team of workers passed by, some floating, some walking, some rolling on multiple legs. They weren't all elves as stories suggested. They were beings from across the galaxy, each contributing their unique abilities to the gift-giving mission. "Would you like to see how we prepare for delivery?" Santa asked, leading them to another section. The next room contained rows of sleighs, each one different from the last. Some were designed for high-gravity worlds, others for gas giants, and some for worlds where gravity barely existed. "The original sleigh," Santa explained, pointing to a beautiful red vehicle, was built to handle Earth's harsh conditions. Now we have versions for every environment. The reindeer are actually highly advanced propulsion systems disguised to look like Earth animals. Pip floated closer to examine the sleigh's controls. "And the presents? How do you carry so many?" Santa pressed a button on his suit, and a small demonstration appeared. "We use pocket dimension technology. Each toy is stored in a compressed space until it's needed. That's why the bag never seems to run out." "But the chimneys?" Pip's parent asked, their colors showing confusion. "Surely you don't really?" Santa laughed warmly. "Ah, that's one of our cleverer solutions. We use localized matter stream technology, similar to how your species transfers light energy. The chimney story just helps explain why nobody sees us enter." As they toured more of the facility, Pip noticed something interesting about the workers. Each species was doing what they did best. Crystalline beings like themselves working with light and energy, multi-limbed aliens handling complex machinery, and humans supervising the most physically demanding tasks. "Santa," Pip asked suddenly, "why did you let me discover all this? Why not keep it secret like you always have?" Santa's eyes twinkled. "Because times are changing, Pip. The galaxy is becoming more connected. We think it's time to slowly share our secret with those who are ready to understand it. Your investigation showed us that you were ready." "Ready for what?" Pip's body pulsed with excitement. "Ready to help us spread joy across the galaxy," Santa replied. "We're starting a new program, young beings from different worlds working together to help with our mission. Would you like to be one of our first junior gift ambassadors?" Pip's entire form lit up so brightly that Tom had to shield his eyes. Yes, please." "Excellent," Santa beamed. "You'll work with Tom and others your age, learning how we bring happiness to different species. Your unique perspective will help us understand how to better serve crystalline beings like yourself." As they prepared to see even more of the facility, Pip could hardly contain their excitement. They had not only uncovered the truth about Santa, but were now going to be part of this amazing mission. And this, they realized, was just the beginning of an even greater adventure. 1 year later, Pip floated in their environmental bubble above their classroom, presenting their experiences as a junior gift ambassador. Their crystalline body glowed with confidence as they shared what they had learned during their time at Santa's workshop. The most amazing thing, Pip explained to their captivated classmates, isn't the advanced technology, or even how humans survive their death world. It's how they chose to use all of that to make others happy. The holographic display behind them showed images from their year of training. Pip helping to calibrate gift preferences for crystalline species, working with Tom to understand different cultural celebrations, and learning how Santa's operation adapted to thousands of different worlds. Humans could have used their Deathworld abilities to conquer or dominate, Pip continued, their light pulsing with enthusiasm. Instead, they created the biggest gift-giving operation in the galaxy. They took their toughest survival traits and turned them into tools for spreading joy. Teacher Blue's colors shifted with pride as their former student explained complex concepts with such clarity. In the back of the room, both Pip's parent and Tom's family watched the presentation. "Did you know," Pip asked their audience, "that the reason humans can visit so many houses in one night isn't just because of their advanced technology. It's because they evolved as endurance hunters. Their bodies can keep going long after most species would need to rest. They turned that survival trait into a way to reach more children with gifts." Tom stood up and joined Pip at the front, demonstrating the special communication device they had developed together, one that allowed crystalline beings to experience the feeling of a warm human hug safely. "Working with humans taught me something important," Pip said, their glow softening. "Every species has special gifts. Mine can create beautiful light patterns. Others can float or build or think in unique ways. But humans have the gift of taking harsh survival traits and transforming them into something wonderful." The presentation shifted to show the heart of giving, the quantum empathy device that helped choose perfect gifts. This machine works because humans understand feelings so well. They had to develop deep empathy to survive on their dangerous world. Now they use that empathy to bring happiness to children across the galaxy. Pip then revealed their biggest project, a new gift distribution system specially designed for crystalline species. "Starting this year, children like us will receive gifts in a way that's perfect for our biology. No more worrying about gravity or pressure. Santa's team is adapting everything to work for every species." As Pip concluded their presentation, they shared one final thought. "Some people think humans are scary because they come from a death world. But I've learned that what makes them special isn't their strength or toughness. It's their choice to use those abilities to help others." The classroom erupted in twinkling lights, the crystalline equivalent of applause. Teacher Blue's colors radiated pride, and Tom beamed at his friend's success. After the presentation, Santa himself appeared on a secure holographic channel. "Excellent work, Junior Ambassador Pip. You've helped us reach so many more children this year. How would you like to help us plan next year's gift distribution for the entire crystalline sector?" Pip's glow nearly overwhelmed the room's sensors. "Really? The whole sector?" "Really," Santa smiled. "You've shown us how to better serve your people. That's what this has always been about, bringing joy to everyone, no matter their species or planet." As Pip floated home that evening with their parent, they looked up at the stars. Somewhere out there, right now, Santa and his team were preparing for another season of giving. Humans were using their Deathworld strengths to bring smiles to countless alien faces. "Parent," Pip said softly, their light creating gentle patterns in the air, "I think I know what I want to do when I grow up. I want to help species understand each other, just like Santa's team does." Their parents' colors shifted to a warm, proud glow. "I think you've already started, little one. You've already started." And somewhere in the Arctic night, Santa's workshop hummed with activity, preparing to spread joy across the galaxy once again, one gift at a time. The end.